It's
YouTube.
Yeah, so I guess we're just going to stick to Switch stuff for the news then.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big one, isn't it?
Didn't pre-order it. I was pretty happy with that.
You didn't, or you did?
I didn't. No, I was holding off until they had it in the actual store. So I thought if I can trade towards it, I'd feel better about it. But hasn't happened.
Did you see that offer that they're doing in game?
No.
You can trade in your old one and basically pay an extra 30 quid to get the OLED.
Outrageous. Is that honestly what it is?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that in store?
Yeah.
I've missed that then. I'll do that.
Yeah, Luke's going at the weekend to try and sort it out.
Oh, so you can't do it then? You need to do it now? So you've been Switchless. Come on, Ben. You're the one that's brought this to the table.
Well, Luke put it all in the chat. I mean, read it yourselves.
We've downgraded from last week getting Ben back. Bring Luke back.
Bring Luke back. It's basically the same person.
That was so funny when Luke joined the call last week. He had a bit of an issue, and for some reason it cut to a different camera, so it looked like Luke was in the distance because the camera was like over here. It looked like he was like standing way back. It was bizarre.
I love how you're ripping into him and he's the first person in the chat and he just went Ori. Yes, you have downgraded.
Okay, guys, it's been a while since I've used any of this stuff. So Audacity, what do I need to set up?
Toilet's the round ceramic thing that you need to have a look.
He's just got that catheter removed earlier on today, Dan. It's close to the bone. I guess Audacity, make sure you're on the right microphone.
I put it in wrong.
Pardon?
Just said,
yeah, Lewis, talk him through Audacity.
Right, so there's the big red button. You push that to record, but your microphone. Just make sure the microphone you've got selected is the one that you want to record.
It just says built-in microphone, but I think that's not going to be right. So hasn't detected this one. Let me just.
For some reason, Skype. Did you turn on Skype before you plugged in your headphones? Because for some reason, sometimes Skype does not recognise new inputs, so you need to close it and reopen it.
Okay.
You got to flip my overlay up. It's fine.
It's working for Skype. Sennheiser USB microphone for Skype. That's fine, but it's just not showing in Audacity. It still says built-in microphone.
Have you closed it and reopened it?
Skype, or I can reclose
Audacity. Audacity, yeah.
Yeah, let me do that. I will not save that project. That would be bullshit. Right.
Oh, we're actually alive. Wow.
Evening, Alex.
Hello.
Hello there.
All this is just a ruse to try and get Ben to play me at FIFA.
Do it now. You're free. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, come on. Let's do it.
Okay, I've got it now. Thanks.
It's weird. It's a weird thing that I don't know. Like it just doesn't recognise new inputs.
Yeah.
The OLED is still not available on Amazon. I have been watching that like a hawk.
If Bezos was in, he'd get it done.
Yeah, it's done already.
Lewis, do I click record now, or do we all do that at the same time?
No,
we'll do it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I just
No, don't worry.
I just don't want to screw it up.
You've not screwed up. It's fine.
It's fine. Laurie tends to record about 25 minutes of him chatting and then send you the audio, and you've got to like find where the clap is about half an hour in.
And it's either or it sounds like so what if I
But when you get him started, oh boy. Oh baby.
Ooh.
Watch him go.
I did feel bad for him today because he was tweeting about the football, and I was like, I know about football. I can check you on that, Laurie.
Yeah, I saw you jumped in straight away. You're like, they weren't that good.
No, they weren't. Oh, it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
Got a French mate. He's a neutral. He said it was terrible. It's like, Luke said I can't hear the laptop, so you're already winning, Mark. Okay, I am chatting bubble. I'm recording now. Ready to go.
Hang on. Okay, I am recording too.
Ready?
Wonderful. Yes.
Ready for a clap?
Remember the clap, Mark? Remember the clap?
Yep.
Okay.
Gonna clap. Just not show his hands.
Hold up, guys. I'm I'm hearing myself.
Okay.
Feeling or hearing?
I'm hearing myself.
Internal monologue. What are you doing?
He said I'm feeling myself.
Let's test this.
Just trying to finesse out of this. I'm sorry.
Still feeling myself.
Yes.
Load tone.
So, switch to crotch cam 23.
Okay, so what I'm getting here is when I do if I change the output to this earpiece, I hear myself back through the earpiece.
That's
if
weird.
I change, and if I change it to built-in output, it's playing it. It's just playing the recording back out of my speakers. So my voice is going through here and then out of the speakers of my laptop. I've also got Soundflower 2-channel or 64-channel. I could change to one of those, and then it wouldn't have anywhere to go. Shall I try that?
Could try it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me
I'll
just
stop
give that a
recording.
test.
Yeah.
All right, sorry guys.
Sorry,
Sorry,
hang on,
apologise,
is it-
okay.
So,
Testing. Well, that's now working. Like that's recording and it's being picked up, and
While
I'm not
you're-
hearing myself.
Okay. While you're looking or while you're doing that, Luke just said, FYI, the Switch deal of bonus points for trading might be store specific, but we'll find out. So my little Switch got a chip in it as well, which is really annoying.
Really?
Yeah, just like a tiny little chunk has fallen out of it. I think Jesse launched it a couple
So
of
it's
weeks
one of the
I thought
shoulder
you-
buttons.
ago. It's like behind it, yeah. It's like the tiniest little like nick. So I might try and like fill
Right.
it and then colour it.
my top grill has all just completely shattered. It's been like that for like two years now.
Yeah, but would they take that as trade? Anyway, I'm digressing. We'll ask Luke in a minute. Come on, Luke. Will
Yeah.
they take that as a trade? And you must
Yeah,
have traded in
find
some
out.
shite.
So, do you know what? I'll just drop out and let Luke come in because
Thanks, Ben.
he's got more useful information.
Thank God for that.
That's the only reason I'm back. Okay, just let me pop this in the Patreon group.
Yeah, like when I traded in my PS4 for the Series S, if you did this with it, something would rattle around. It barely worked. It screamed its face off, and he
What's
still
that, Series
accepted it.
S?
Yeah.
Sorry, you moved it like that. You were moving your Series S.
No, my old PS4.
Why would you move a PS4 out like that?
No, as in,
It's
like,
making
if
a
you-
weird noise.
No,
Why-
if you
why
were to
hit it
pick
with
it
a
up,
hammer?
so even if you were to pick it up, it was lying flat and put it on its side, it would like something would fall, like a loose screw or something like that.
Waterproof.
I've been
Elephants
pissing
down
on
the
this.
toilet.
Yeah.
And they accepted that, and yeah,
I'm
I don't think
recording.
there's gonna be an issue with it being chipped.
Oh shit. Okay.
I think it's worth keeping the OG one though as well.
You would say that though. You've got a problem.
I won't be keeping my OG one. No.
Think of the good times.
I'm not not sentimental like that. I just think I have to get rid of it. Yeah. I'm sorry guys.
Imagine it's a bookmark.
I'd probably get rid. No, I get rid. Look, there are people who will keep all their different versions of books, but I just get the better one and then I get rid of the old one. I know it's mad. Heartless. This is it. No soul. So
Right.
darkest.
If I wanted to keep
Right,
something broken, stained, I would have kept my ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
Wow, there we go. That was on the nose, wasn't it? I know.
Convinced you were going to say my name then, but that's good.
Oh,
All right.
that's harsh. Stained.
Oh no, the ex-girlfriend.
You're not staying.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
Very good.
Okay, are we doing this? Are we doing this now? Come on.
So
Lewis.
press-
Yeah,
Quick,
let's record.
Don't be
Red button
intimidated
now.
by Mark. Come on. Something
Okay.
witty?
Oh, you
Anything?
Mark's witty. He can
meet
say
the, meet the
something.
clap.
Come
Meet
on,
the
Mark.
clap.
You haven't
Oh,
said-
we do
we
need to clap again.
Oh,
I can't
I'll start
clap, though.
recording again. Hold on, I'll start recording again.
Wow.
I'll start recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
I genuinely thought you were reading that off a script then.
Yeah, I am. It's all part of my script. Can't deviate from the script.
4.
What's the order again? Just
1, 2. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Done it
3,
you know
1,
this, Lewis.
2.
You know this.
Yeah. Cool. Anything witty, Mark, for us to start recording with? Anything at all?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Get him
Imagine
off.
that. Imagine that on like a game show. They just turns. Hey, you say something witty.
go. Here we go.
Kept you waiting. Sucks.
Yeah, the gestation period. is
Hello
also-
there, and welcome to
Oh.
CrossCast episode 39, recorded live on YouTube on Thursday, 8th July 2021. My name is Lewis, and today I'm joined by three absolute guys. The first of them being fructose, sucrose, glucose, and everything like those. These were ingredients used to make a boy, the perfect boy. Thus Daniel Ward was born. Hi there.
Hi, mate. You okay?
Yeah, not bad, you.
Yeah, I'm alright. Okay. Bit sore. But it's okay. It's fine.
A bit sore. Will you elaborate?
It's about games, mate. Just carry on. It's fine.
Okay, cool. Next up, freshly sluiced and ready for action. He goes by many names. Dummy Thick, Oak. Dummy Thick Oak, Thick Oak, Dummy Oak, Thick Dummy Oak. Oak Dummy Thick, Dump Truck, Keith. But we know him as the slippery bugger, Ben.
God.
Right.
Hello. Reporting for duty. Dummy Thick in the house.
Oak.
Does Lewis write these every week?
Yes.
Are these new? These different
Only
every
Ben's. Only Ben's. And it's
week?
worth it.
Oh,
It's
that's
worth it.
amazing. That is amazing.
Oh, man.
Good. And last, but by no means least, what would you do if you were young and beautiful and had a big bottle of champagne? Crack that thing open, pour yourself a glass, and sit down in your favourite wingback and get lost in a good book. This is a daily occurrence, Monday to Friday, for Mark.
Hey Lewis.
Hi there. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, mate. Oh, I wish I'd brought my wing back downstairs now.
To be honest, I'm a bit disappointed.
Sorry, mate.
And you
I
got the
get a
books-
swivel wing back. They're
All the-
difficult to come by.
I mean, make one. Make one.
Sounds like a sex position, a swivel wing back.
Swivel wing back. Is that why you're sore?
Yeah, partly.
He was going hard at the swivel wing back.
Yeah. Good to have you. Good to have you back, Mark.
Oh,
Pleasure to see you.
Oh, it's actually really lovely to be back. Thank you very much. I'm honoured and touched. Not touched like that. Before you say anything.
That was part of the deal.
Yeah. I'm not doing the touching.
I genuinely didn't think you were going to address Mark being back then, Lewis. I thought you were just going to go straight into it. I'd be like, and the listeners would be like, what the fuck is he doing here?
What is this?
That was a while.
Well, now no one's listening, Ben, so it doesn't matter. They've already pushed off.
Yeah.
Ben, you too. Welcome back after your brief sabbatical.
Thanks, man. Yep. Raring to go. I just about feel normal, but thank you for the present and the congratulations that you gave me last week. Baby's doing well.
Good.
Etc. Etc. Ready to talk some video games and be a child again and forget responsibilities. Please.
Dan,
I was unclear on the punctuation there. It went, the baby's doing well, ready to talk video games. Fast developer.
Pretty advanced.
Bloodborne again.
Precocious.
Congleton jeans.
Yep.
Yeah, before we go on, what he's drinking? Dan, what you got there?
I
You've
have
got a
got
can?
Club Tropica.
And then lovely.
Tasty. Good.
Quite partial to that myself. Smarky Smark, you got anything nice?
I was just too scared about getting Audacity to work, so I've only got this sellotape.
Weird.
Okay. Enjoy.
You
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
No meat.
No meat.
He's off the meat. He's lost his edge.
Yes.
Lewis,
That was part of the deal.
I'm
Carry
drinking Two Chefs Brewing Hazy IPA.
Oh yeah.
And I'm drinking it out of the glass.
Wow,
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
that is hazy.
So there you go. Grown up,
Wow.
aren't I?
You are a grown-up. And I've got Fine Ale's Workbench IPA, and behind the Tramp's curtain, I've also got Fine Ale's, whatever this is, Easy Trail. Nice.
I've got a player too as well. I've got a Step Into Liquid Black IPA.
Bloody hell, look at that.
So I don't
Wow.
know if that's going to be black. I assume we'll see when I
assume
pour it
so.
out. I've got the glass. That's what it's all for.
Are you still
see,
doing?
thank you.
Are you still
Stay
doing
tuned.
beer 52? So have you stopped it?
No, do you know what? That was a present that Stacey got me. A box of beer 52 for
Oh.
being a supportive partner during the child's birthing.
It's amazing how we need rewards, isn't it? Like, just to
Yeah.
prove that we've done something
Well done
right.
for doing your
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
You sat there and were terrified. Well done, Ben.
A babysat today. You can't babysit your
you know
own
what?
kids.
You only fainted 5 times. That was really good.
Oh, congratulations! You completed Slay the Spire while I was giving birth. Have a beer.
Mate, that is scarily accurate. Like the completed part.
Yeah. All right. Shall we jump into the new news?
Yeah.
Tonight, the headlines. Switch OLED version and just other general Switch nonsense. That's the news for this week. So a couple of days ago, beloved Nintendo, announced an upgraded quote-unquote Switch. What's our general consensus on this? It seemed to polarize opinion, even within our small group, and even that opinion seemed to sway throughout the day. People for it, not for it and against it, but whether we're going to pick it up or not pick it up. Yeah, I mean, is a generally?
I think that's it, Lewis. Move on to the next news,
That's
please.
it.
Yeah, keep going.
Yes.
Yeah. What's next? I'm really into it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks gorgeous. White, and I just want to put a little 3-line sticker on it, especially if we win on Sunday.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful, and it's perfect for me because the only reason I don't pick up my Switch anymore, I spent like the first 18 months playing my Switch solely handheld, and I would play it like once a week or something. I would play it on the TV and then be like, I want to play it handheld because wife wants to watch TV or something. And then now, of course, then after like 18 months, you've got used to the novelty of that, of playing a game like Doom or something in that small space.
Yeah.
Then you realize actually the screen is a bit crappy. It's still a bit dodgy to hold it. The sound isn't great. And so having some of that improved, not all of it improved, but some of it improved, is a reason that I'll definitely be picking it up.
Yeah. That was the thing for me, is that I've always spoke about the Switch and how the size of the bezels at the edge of the screen. I was like, I wish we could just have a little bit more screen real estate, which this has, and the screen does look gorgeous. I was one of the people who were going to pick it up day one, but I think kind of slept on it, and I've decided that maybe just wait a little while before I do anything silly or rash. But like, it looks great. I think there's a few things there, like it's the same Joy-Con models, the same internals. I know that people who care were appalled that it didn't output 4K to television. Ben, I know that that's probably something you care about.
What, that it doesn't output 4K?
Yeah.
I could not give less of a toss about that. I genuinely don't think it makes that much difference.
No, me neither.
Like, I've played some games in 4K now. They look very nice, but Switch games already look nice, particularly the first party ones like, Luigi's Mansion, even Pikmin 3 really pops off the screen on a big 4K TV. So I'm not that asked about the things that it doesn't have. I'm kind of looking at the stuff that it has, and being grateful for that, rather than, being upset about what it doesn't have. I think
philosophical.
What a positive output on life.
Well, fatherhood changes a man. No, but I think
After the third attempt.
I think
You should have seen him 3 kids ago. My God,
Reckless.
he was
putting the bins out every night.
but yeah, I think it's got enough going for it that if like most of us, you've still got the OG Switch, then I don't see why this is a very decent upgrade. I get that a lot of people use it docked and probably think, well, what's the point? And yeah, I agree with that. It's a desirable bit of kit for me. It looks amazing. I think the changes they've made to the dock, the white color, all of that stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing the OLED screen in action, using it outside, in direct sunlight, was never been able to do before. I think there's questions. I understand the questions as to who it's for, but I just think I'm happy with it, and I'll be getting one at some stage. I'm sure of it, because I think we've got a long way to go until Nintendo release a 4K console.
Yeah, probably.
Quite frankly.
I mean, like you said there about taking it outside, I think one of the reasons why I went back on wanting to get one is that I remember when I first got my Switch, I was like terrified to take it outdoors, just in case I had mentioned in Discord the other day, like terrified that I dropped it or accidentally threw it in a river or something like that. Like I think I'd just be afraid that something would happen to it, and I could guarantee that I wouldn't use it outside. But like I say, like most of my playing time now is handheld, and that screen is a big pull for me.
I guess
I'm going to resist.
In Scotland as well, it's a much sort of harsher environment. So if you did take it outside, you've got like lashing rain and hail and stuff, and if you drop it, it's probably going to be in some sort of craggy rock or like
craggy crag.
Craggy crag, exactly, or like land and bounce off Billy Connolly's face or something. Whereas here in the sort of the meadows of the south here, if I drop it,
the Shire,
it's just going to bounce off some sort of loamy turf and then roll away and probably like sort of nuzzle up against some sort of bunny, and then I can just scoop up the bunny and probably eat that later and just play the Switch. It'll be amazing. So I think that might be the difference in your sort of reticence to get it.
It's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all relative. I mean, if you do get one though, and you are sort of traveling this way, you could bring it down with you, and we'll let you outside and play it down here. No worries.
No, you're all right. Dan, how what's your thoughts on this?
I am more negative about it, and it's not just trying to, I'm not doing a lorry. I'm not going to tweet about it. I agree with Ben's point. I'm not too sure who it's for. I'm gutted that the OLED screen doesn't have HDR, because that just makes sense, although they could still confirm that at some point. I don't think it's been concrete that it doesn't have HDR. It's not for anyone. That's the problem of it, and it's a more expensive model, because you can pick up like the OG Switch for maybe like £250 in some places. Like, it's kept its value, but you can get cheaper versions of it. The Switch Lite as well. I just don't know what the purpose of it is, and even as an early adopter, like most of us are, I'm not enthused to like go out and pre-order it, and I don't know, like I'm not passionate about it. And it's the first console that I've kind of thought that way about in, I don't know, maybe like last 4 or 5 years. So yeah, a little bit underwhelmed. I'm happy that people are happy for it. I just don't know what the draw is going to be for people further down the line. Like, if this is with us for 3-4 years, presumably, like at that point, that's really old tech. That card inside that NVIDIA chip is so old. We're not going to be able to get 4K out of it, presumably. So what, do we wait another 2 years for like an upgraded model? What's that going to be? What's that going to do? I don't know. I'd prefer to see like a bit of a roadmap from Nintendo and understand what their mission is at the moment. Fucking one thing I'm not going to get, and Ben knows
Workshop. It'll just be Rainbow Road, and you just like
mobile games.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not enthused by it. I'm just a bit gutted, but I was really, really looking forward to the announcement. And when it hit, I was like, yes, this is it. This is what it all hit us by surprise, I think, because we just kind of got one message in the WhatsApp group, and I thought it was another troll. Yeah, the white Joy-Cons, like it's great that they bring them out in white. They look really cool, but we all know they got filthy immediately if you play that for any longer than like a couple of hours. And then on top of that,
Just wash your hands.
Could wash your hands, but then that's not going to stop the Joy-Con drift.
Soapy.
Presumably, that's going to be
It's
not even an upgrade. It's just a new screen, and I think they're not hiding that. Credit to them, not trying to say like this is something big, bold, and flashy. Less bezel, bigger screen, same Joy-Cons, different color. Yeah, that's it. That's all you need. So,
do you think there's an element of maybe this isn't the Switch that they intended to put out, but due to like the worldwide shortages of like internal components, they're using the ones they've already got on deck and go, because there was about a year ago when there was this massive order put in for OLED screens, and that's when all the rumors started. Maybe they've had to compromise a little bit and gone, well, look, this is still putting something fresh on the market. I think Japan will lap this up. We have to remember Nintendo are a Japanese company, obviously, and that's probably their primary focus when they think about what tech they're going to put out. You know, Japan, let's say, plays 75% handheld, probably even higher than that.
Probably higher, yeah.
You know, and suddenly putting an OLED screen in it, giving it a nice kickstand, improved speakers, to that market, it's quite compelling.
Yeah.
So I think maybe there's an element of this maybe isn't the next step we were all expecting, but it's good enough, certainly for their home market. And there are millions and millions of people who want a Switch still that haven't got one yet. For an extra 30 quid, they can get this sort of premium model. So
yeah, and you have to remember that the Switch is all about the switching, and this enhances a big part of the ability to take it handheld. And a big part of the reason I don't play it handheld now is because the screen just doesn't look as good as my phone that I'm carrying around. And if it can just look better enough, that the games that I play a lot of, which are these sort of indie things like Hollow Knight and stuff, if that looks so much better and I can see it, for goodness sake, you know, outside or even not outside, then that is a huge improvement. You can see the game to play it properly, and you can they're tying it to sort of Metroid Dread, which obviously is going to have some pretty dark environments, that sort of lighting that will be a huge improvement on something like that. And, you know, it's also a key part of what the Switch is about is, you know, if someone is at home watching TV, you can just lift it off. If someone comes in while you're playing it and they want to watch TV and you're using the TV and they're like, oh, it's my turn for the TV, you can go, yink. Not everyone's got sort of 3 or 4 TVs they can just, or several docks to move it across to. You can just, it's still amazing just to be able to slide it out and you're straight still into the game. And that game still looks great. So, yeah, I'm excited for those reasons.
I think the only step back, and I'll kind of talk about the Vita in a bit, is because the OLED screen was on the Vita so many years ago, and it still looks great to me. Like, it still looks fantastic, and I can see why it would. You know, the Japanese market would lap it up. But again, like, it's not even safe from Nintendo. It's just a bit boring. And I was like, if they'd done something a little bit different with it, if the dock had been a little bit wackier, or even if they changed Joy-Con slightly and just brought a slightly different model out and they did something different, yeah, I think I would have been a little bit more enthused. But yeah, again, just can't get excited about it. Struggle.
I'm surprised there isn't a Metroid Dread limited edition. I thought they would have done that straight out the gate, especially with this already. They're doing the white and black. And
it's not a strong enough franchise, though, is it?
That's potentially true, but you just need a limited edition version of it for us mentals who do love it, and there's enough of those out there. Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's an element of OLED being. So I was reading an article on Tech Radar earlier that basically said OLED is reaching its kind of peak, sort of saturation in the mass market. So, you know, obviously, the Vita came out how many years ago?
11.
Yeah, something like that. Let's say, so a decade ago, and obviously it had OLED then, but only now is it really, you know, becoming a mass accepted thing, and people like the average consumer might have an idea of what it is. The same people that might have an idea of what 4K is,
I think a lot of people know what 4K is, though. I think that's the only thing that kind of I'd argue that with is people know what 4K is and importantly what HDR is. I think that's now at the point where it is widely accepted, and it's almost demanded. Even the lower cost consoles like the S and presume the PS5 digital, like they know that they've got to give that minimum experience, even though they're kind of lying to us a little bit by not giving us both. You're not giving us 60 FPS and giving us 4K resolution and HDR at the same time. Like, I'd still expect something. And maybe, like I said, the dock's not able to output to HDMI 2.0. So that dock that we're getting with the new console won't be able to do HDR, presumably. But maybe, let's say in a month's time, 2 months' time, they start selling a HDR dock. Like, that would be a clever marketing move.
That was going to be my question to you guys, actually. Do you think this is a stepping stone towards them selling the screen and docks more separately, so you can configure it more towards different needs? Because obviously this is perfect for if you're going to go LAN, it's got the LAN adapter, so you can, but at the same time, if they released a 4K dock, has this got enough of are the internals good enough in the Switch body itself so that it could output 4K just with a dock?
I don't think it can, based on the NVIDIA chip that's in it. I think that's still the older chip. So that's what they're basically saying, is it can't physically do 4K. Somebody please check me. But I think you're right there. If I view this more as like the iPhone S variant that they bring out, where it's like whatever it is that comes, that slightly beefier version. But ostensibly it's the same model with the same component parts, slightly upgraded chip or whatever they've got in there. But
the Xbox One S, that's exactly what they did.
Or this is more like 3DS XL. There's that gap, and then there's 3DS XL, then there's new 3DS, and then that's what they did. That's what they always did for their handheld systems. They're
at the absolute peak of their powers at the moment. They're going to hold stuff back because they don't need to go, and it can do this, it can do that.
Yeah.
They'll go, well, we can probably just hold on to that, keep that in the back pocket.
But they're the
when things take a dip.
But they're the only major tech company, I think, doing that. And to be fair,
every single tech company does it. Like the TVs we're watching today are shit compared to what tech companies are capable of giving us, but they're holding back that technology until the time comes when they need to start making money.
Yeah, but there's still
current technology isn't selling.
But they're still wary. I mean, it's not like they're all sat there kind of like rubbing each other's hands. Not each other's hands, rub their own hands with each other. That's weird. Can I rub your hands? This is a bit weird, but this is what we do in the TV world.
It did all sound a little bit like it got a bit conspiracy theory there with Ben. Like, they're holding stuff back, and then you're talking about hand rubbing and all sorts of things. So anything could happen at this point.
What's that? Coconut butter? Why not? But the part I'm kind of getting at is it's more from like a feature perspective. Like if you've got a new iPhone, regardless of what the internals are or what the capability that Apple have got locked away, they're still going to give you enough of a feature list that it's better than what they perceive as the market out there. Whereas I think
they'll give you a new camera, won't they? Every year. That's
not really.
And a couple of extra.
But the OS has improved. Like the way that they've, they'll still adopt like the majority of the mass market things, and I think that's just where Nintendo at this point haven't gone down that route. I do agree with you. I think they're one of the only tech companies that can do that. And we'll still get a load of idiots like us wanting to buy it. But I'm still disappointed from an early consumer perspective because I feel we're getting punished for that knowledge of what's now on vogue and what's part of the zeitgeist from a gaming perspective, like 4K, and like we should be able to do this, and this is a HDR 10 as a minimum, blah blah blah. This is what the TV should be able to. Like that's just where I'm kind of a bit gutted. But if a dock does come out in 3 months' time that can do HDR. And somehow, again, I'm not technical, but if that chip can do 4K, we all find out about it, that would be a masterstroke, because then I'd probably buy the console and then buy a new dock.
I don't think I think we are always going to talk about us being in a privileged position. I think the vast majority of people who own consoles won't know, I've said it before, won't know the difference between what OLED is meant to do and what 4K is, and 1080p, all that kind of stuff from the past or whatever. It's still going to sell big numbers, I would say.
I wonder if part of the reason, like you said before, because they can't get chipsets at the moment. But I'm curious to know now if they've decided on the actual innards of this system, like the actual screen itself's easier to source and produce. Maybe that was where the complexity is. They can pump these out in volume. So really, it is like an end of life Switch where they're going, you know what, we're not going to do a lot to it. This is just the new version of the Switch. So therefore, pump it out, stick it in the same color box, put the same color Joy-Con on it. We're going to retire the current version. You won't be able to buy that in 3 months' time, whatever it might be. If that's the strategy, then yeah, it makes sense. But then the 309 quid or whatever it is leaves a bit of a bitter taste in the mouth. You know, I'd prefer it to be the same cost as what the current one is.
Yeah, I suppose this will be the third version. If you think the original one that has whatever the really drifty Joy-Cons and the lesser battery life, and then there was the one that they released that apparently fixed certain aspects of drift and had better.
I think there's been incremental better Wi-Fi as well, Lewis.
I've
heard rumours about that.
Do you know what? That's a great shout, because the Wi-Fi in my OG one, I've never been able to watch a trailer for a game on the eShop start to finish. Like, it always cuts out. On the Switch Lite, it's absolutely fine, but on the OG, it's never worked at all. And that's apparently the Wi-Fi antenna was just really dodgy, those ones.
Right, okay.
So things like that, the battery improvement. I think OLED will improve the battery further, because you don't have to light the black pixels anymore. So now it's just, you know, true black. So that will be more energy efficient.
I think it's standard in terms of battery life. I think it's standard with the current.
It's the same size, but like Ben says, I don't think it has to work as hard to produce blacks anymore. I think that's the way that OLED works. But yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think from the spec sheet, it's roughly the same battery life. There's no improvements.
Oh, no, literally, no, it's literally the same battery, I think. That's why. But
so when they did release that incremental updated Switch with the battery, I didn't perceive at that point that was enough of an upgrade for me to sell my OG one and get that one, because I'm not doing like long train journeys or anything with it. But and I would just get a battery pack or whatever. But this, I think, is the first time where I've had my OG. You know, I was there midnight.
You were the first.
I was day one.
First in the queue. You were the first guy.
I was like eight in the queue in Wellington in New Zealand. So we were like pretty early for the world as well, because New Zealand wakes up first. I was there, you know, people.
He's back on and he's bragging. Wellington, New Zealand. We were the first to wake up.
What are you guys doing lining up? Just shouting at us, and we were going, we're waiting for the Nintendo Switch. And they were like, what the is that? Oh, is that like a PlayStation? I was like, no, it's way better, fucker. You know, and you know, and at that point, it was just so exciting. We didn't know what it was going to be, and you know, I've had this Switch since then, and as you say, like it's got crappy Wi-Fi. The battery life is worse than it was then, and it wasn't even that great then. And now, you know, now I'm looking at the first point where I'm thinking, you know what, I can sell that. And I know for a fact, talking to, you know, Christine, she works in a school, talking to the mums who come around, they want to get things for their kids, and they're really difficult to get, even the OG Switches. And so they're still getting a good amount of money in the second-hand market. So I'm pretty confident I'll be able to sell, you know, my one for a good chunk of this 300 and.
To a school child,
To a poor school child, I'll fleece them for all the work.
With a chip.
I'll tell him it's the new one. Look at this LG screen.
You know, that's another point, is like, and this is really shallow, but it looks different, and that counts for a lot.
The dock looks really different. Like this,
the dock looks cool.
Yeah, dock is cool.
The fact the bezel's smaller, it just looks like, I've got a new toy now.
Yeah.
You know, whereas the other update, where it's just the internals that were improved slightly, it's a bit like no one's going to know.
Just before we kind of move on to the next item, talking about price there, I don't know off the top of my head, but maybe one of you guys do, that Luke Cooper, the man who spends all our money, has mentioned a deal. Do you any of you know a game, like a deal with game if you're trading in your current Switch?
Trying to look for it now.
So it's basically you get an additional 50% back on the value of the console that you're trading in, which equates to you only need to trade in your OG Switch and then pay £30 extra. I think that's what the deal was.
And that is massive. That's like,
that's obscene.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm not that fussed, but if I can get one for 30 quid.
Yeah.
Maybe I am
joking.
interested.
It's just 30 quid of an increase on the original Switch. It's just been sitting around. That can't be it.
I mean, Luke's never let us down before.
Let's get that quantified by Luke. I'll send a message in the WhatsApp.
If that's the case, I won't even have to fleece these kids.
You can still do that. You could still do that.
Yeah, I'll probably still do that, yeah. But
Yeah.
Since you've got them locked up anyway, you might as well.
That's a false wall. There's he pulls one of the books out of the bookcase and it opens up.
Swings back.
Do you want to buy a Switch?
Right, I've got to go, guys.
What?
I'll see you later.
What? Do you want to buy a Switch? I said, do you want to buy a Switch?
I,
Joke's on you. I'm keeping it. Bye.
Go back to playing Darkest Dungeon. Shut up. I've got them in teams. One day one of them will crack it for me.
Luke's talking shit. He just said it's been on hot UK deals. Might be store specific, trying to get more secondhand consoles in. So he's finding out for us. He's looking at it.
All right,
Glad.
What deals?
Mark, did you want to speak about any kind of UI update with the Switch?
Oh, I just noticed that there was this update over the last couple of days to 12.1.0 or something. And the only reason I would give it about this is because
You can swear on this podcast, by the way, Mark.
oh fuck yeah. The other day I was
You just released when he said that.
it's just the kids behind me, they don't like it. It was because I'm an all digital nerd, and I tried to download a load of indie games in that sale, and none of them just sat there not downloading. Did anyone else have this with the little cross?
I've had that.
I never had that.
I didn't. See, I was made aware of it, and so I haven't updated my Switch for ages. So every time I start a new game, or even try to go back into a game that I was playing, it asks me, "Oh, do you want to update?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, it's really annoying."
Yeah.
But you're saying now we can safely update, knowing that we can waste money.
I love that you said that you were made aware of it. It was like some sort of like government officer came around. Excuse me, sir, have you seen?
He has his own Switch being like,
all the tech companies are holding on to advanced technology. It's the same line. It's all very
the
close.
same people.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really hush there, man.
Yeah.
God, interesting. I can see why you're on the show now. What was I going to say? Sorry, Ben. Yeah, no. So now you don't get the problem if you download a new game from the store. It doesn't sit there failing to download. And I just assumed I'd run out of space, and I was running around just like archiving loads of games because I run around when I do that, just archiving other games, and then it still didn't work. But then now with the update, it now works. So not the most exciting news this week, but news nonetheless, guys.
A PSA. Isn't it?
Lovely. Anything else that you guys want to touch on for news?
I don't know if it's worth just mentioning to Mark that this is a cross-platform podcast now. So
I've actually got a rant I could give you about the name, the OLED edition name, if you want.
Go on.
Because about 3 months ago, I was just sat there and I had a brainwave, which really, it's like a once-a-year event. And I was like, right, I'm writing this down because I'd realised that the Switch was
with the
new
kids.
Switch was going to be called. Yeah, exactly. That's not a brainwave. And it said Switch 4. It's going to be called the Switch 4K. This new one. All the other podcasts, everything, all the news outlets out there, they're all calling it either Switch Pro, new Nintendo Switch, Super Nintendo Switch. That is not what they do. They haven't ever done that. They've always called it what it is. If you go right back to the NES, Nintendo's entertainment system. It was an entertainment system created by Nintendo. The Super Nintendo system. The N64, they were capitalizing on the fact that everyone was interested, like Ben was just saying, OLED, I can't even say it, is it's the big thing at the moment. People are talking about it with their TVs, for the phones.
The Switch OLED.
Let's call it the Switch OLED. So a GameCube, it's a cube that plays games. They've always called it what it is all the way through. Game Boy, that's a game with a... Oh, that one doesn't make sense. Put that to one side.
On Wii as well?
Well, I'll get to that one. I've got a theory about that one. Game Boy Color. It's the color version of the Game Boy you had before. The Wii, it's bringing everyone together. It's the Wii. I think that was also because they were sticking eyes on everything because the success of the iPhone and the iPod and everything. They were like, the more eyes, the better. So that's my theory there. And it just runs all the way. 3DS. This one does 3D. 2DS. This does 2D. Of the 3DS, they've always called it the thing exactly that it does all the way through. Prove me wrong.
Okay.
The Switch Lite.
The Switch is because it switches, and the Switch Lite is the light model of the Switch. It's a smaller one and it's lighter.
Doesn't switch though. Doesn't switch, does it?
Oh, that's true. It doesn't switch. That is a fail. That is a fail. No, that's true.
Wii U.
Well, the Wii U is like the Wii bit, like together, but the U bit is in just U. But they made a mistake there. It should have been Wii. They should have used another I on my iPod theory. They should have called it a Wii I. That would have been better. But anyway, that's my late night thinking. That's why I got Switch 4K. When they release it, I still think that's what it's going to be called. And this is your incremental the Switch.
So it'd be called 4K model.
Yeah, it'd be called 4K model, exactly.
Okay.
That's
Sat
my
bolt
prediction.
upright at 3 a.m. Oh my god!
I need to get back on a podcast.
Gone, children. That was it.
Anyone, quick
Right,
pop quiz.
Sorry about that.
What does the O in OLED stand for?
Optical.
I'm going to go to... No, I was going to go to person least likely to get it right first. Lewis, what do you reckon?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll optical. Someone said that. That's all I've got in my mind.
Mark?
We just guessed
Ostrich.
optical.
Yeah. What?
All right.
Ostrich.
Can you calm down?
Ostrich. No, it's not ostrich. It's actually organic.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I was close.
Light emitting something. I can't remember the
Yeah.
rest of it.
Organic
light
light emitting diode, yeah.
Diode, yeah.
Diode. Okay. Yeah.
Ostriches are organic, so
Mm.
Yeah, they are.
You were closest.
I
You win
was
by...
closest, yeah, thank
So
you.
are opticals.
What do I win? Opticals are too. That's a good.
Only other bit of news I'll mention. State of play is at 10 p.m. So it's now 9 p.m. That is it. But we can't expect anything good by the look of it. Horizon, Forbidden West, next God of War, or anything PlayStation VR, we are not seeing. Sony's already cautioned that, so it could be NAC 3.
They're going to mention indies, though, aren't they? Which I think is interesting.
Mm.
After the week that they've had of being slated by indie developers for being shit marketplace.
I would
So-
also guess there is more likelihood of seeing the next Hollow Knight now than there is on any Nintendo platform coming forward. That's my guess. I reckon 10 p.m. Lewis.
But actually, Hollow Knight's got a limited console exclusivity to the Switch, so
Hollow Knight or Hollow Knight next one.
Silksong.
Ah, okay. Maybe not.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Didn't know that, man.
Yep. Pretty
I
sure.
trust. Oh, now he's pretty sure.
I'm
Okay,
pretty
fine.
sure.
It's gone to
I'm-
8%.
He's backing off.
Oh, it's hot UK deals.
I'm 90% sure. You know, I'm almost there. I'm like 85, 80, 70.
I'll Google it. Hollow Knight.
Just putting that down as a fact for later.
Fact. Thank you. Genuine fact. All right. Shall we move on to pick up and play?
Oh, yeah, I need to press a button. Hold on. Here we go.
Pick up and play. A small section where we discuss things. Yes, Dan?
The article straight up lies. Nowhere in the press release does it say it's a Switch timed exclusive. They say the game might be coming to other platforms other than the ones they already listed,
Who said
depending
this?
on how things go.
Are you reading the Daily Mail again?
Yeah, maybe. Some Reddit. Sorry,
Reddit.
We might see Darkest Dungeon 2, though.
could do. Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Oh, yeah. I was reading about that the other day.
Yeah, because it's got it's all like 3D and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. ASMR.
Yeah, pick up and play again. We're talking about playing. Right. Okay. I've not picked anything up this week. I'm boring. Ben. Come to you.
I did pick something up and I put it in the notes, but now it's gone from the notes. That's
I can
weird.
still see it.
Oh no, I've got it. Yes, I picked up.
Couldn't
First
remember.
off, see, there's an annoying thing in parentheses here that says one pickup and one play, please, guys.
Mm.
Who the fuck's written that? What? So yeah, I picked up Game Builder Garage.
Oh wow.
Garage.
Not Garage,
it not?
Garage.
Garage.
No,
Okay.
it's just Garage. That's what all the marketing says. And I've had a little go of it, and it is really good fun. Very, very cool. Hilarious writing. Very Nintendo. Very kind of. I don't know if any of you guys dabbled in Labo, but it's got that kind of silliness to it, which is good fun. And yeah, I've only done like the first tutorial, but it's cool, and managed to get a physical copy of it as well, which is not actually available in this country. So this is a US version. Also, I just wanted to add one more and just break the rules ever so slightly, if that's okay. Because
Can I ask a question, Ben, about garage?
Go on.
Garage.
Yeah.
Why is it not available in the UK, and when will it be?
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. It's only available digitally over here for some reason. I
Okay.
have no idea. And Mark, you've probably missed the last 2 years, but I'm a big physical collector now.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like.
Yeah, that's all changed.
So how many physical games you got now, Ben?
Oh, tens. Tens.
All that you bought yourself, yeah?
Well, no. Funny you mentioned that, because today I had a delivery, and I assumed it was something that I have ordered, as you would. But the last day of June from Super Rare Games turned up.
Move over a
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
Move over a bit.
There
There you go. Oh, yeah.
you see that?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
It just arrived today.
Did you not get my letter with it?
It didn't come with any note whatsoever, and I definitely haven't ordered it.
Right, let me
Ah.
just beat one of my children a second. Hold on.
So I've no idea why I've got it.
That's
It's
weird.
really bizarre.
That is pretty
There was a discussion
Okay.
about you, Ben. I need to double check this,
Okay.
corroborate, and all that jazz.
Okay.
I think that's also a little gift from all of us.
Really?
Oh.
Oh, look at
If
that.
so,
God.
Well,
double check with Jason. But that was also
this-
part of our discussion that we had.
That's amazing. That trumps
Too
the.
nice to get. I mean, you're a fucking Berlin. I don't know why.
Got loads?
Imagine if somebody nice had a child, what they would get. Amazing. Okay. Well, thank you very much. If that was indeed from you guys, then that's lovely.
I'm like,
I love that
70%
there's
sure.
two of them on the podcast who should know this.
Can't
And
remember.
Neither of them are sure.
We don't do the admin.
No, it's just like someone else pays the bills for them. And
We've got a girl in the office who does.
Yeah.
yeah.
I turn up. I send my money where I was asked to send my money, and I was done. That was
You there, you there, girl?
Yeah.
My name's Gamer Jason. Sorry, Jason. Gender's fluid, darling. Get on the.
But yeah, that was very strange, but very cool. And also quickly from the eShop, I bought Doki Doki Literature Club
Oh,
because of course I did.
yeah. I have
Supposed to
been thinking about it.
I bet you have.
Just, I mean, to scrape past that crusty layer of weebness that's there. I think it's meant to be a really, really good game.
It is.
That weeb crust, though. Oh,
That is
Crusty layer of what?
dense crust.
What did he? I missed what he said.
weeb?
Weeb.
Yeah, weeb crust.
Ah, yeah, gotcha. Right, carry on.
It's fine.
He's there.
I've remembered what that is. I
Turned into
remembered
loose
what that
women.
is.
What did he say? What? Oh. Young man.
Yeah,
It's good
that's
you've got
that's it.
a nice happy game, though. Last day in June's meant to be cock a hoop. It's meant to be, a laugh a minute.
yeah.
Have a ball with that
That's
one.
it. Brilliant. But at least Game Builder Garage is nice. Do you guys say garage or do you say garage?
Garage.
Garage.
Would you say Game Builder Garage though?
Yeah.
No, I would be saying Game Builder's Garage because
Yeah.
that's all I ever hear on any podcast.
Exactly.
Not this one. Game Builder Garage.
Yeah, that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah,
Game
that does sound like someone's
Garage.
tinkering, and there's like sparks flying out of the garage, Whereas it's
Yeah.
like, it has
It's
this
garage. It's 8-bit dough, and it's
Dough.
Game Builder Garage.
garage. Throwing out the trash.
Absolute load
Oh,
of
take out the
punches.
Take off the trash. I'm running a bath.
Good job. Good. That's my pickups anyway.
Lovely.
Is that a Winchester? Jesus. All right.
Mark, what you got?
My pickup was this Game and Watch, which I've been meaning to get for ages, the little Super Mario one.
Yeah?
I wasn't going to get one, and then with the Zelda one that got announced, I thought, damn it, now that there's two, I now want them, which is some weird psychology going on there, where it's like, so,
What was that?
And
Just
I know-
something you always do? Like,
yeah, that's
there's a
that
girl
is
over
something
there. She's got a twin.
yeah.
I must have her.
I must have both. yeah. Yeah, like, she's by herself. Someone's like, do you like her? Nope. Not a Oh, there's a twin. Okay,
Would
I'm
you like
in.
a full English breakfast? No, I'm all right. Would you like two? Ooh. Oh,
go
go on
for
then.
Oh, now he's talking.
I hate sausages. 2 sausages? Yes, please. Right.
1 bean? No. 2 beans? Yes, please.
Yeah, the more beans. No, I think it does have a critical threshold though. Whereas if it gets to like 100 beans, if it was 100 Game and Watches, I'd be like, nah. I had some things I was going to say about it, but that's not. It's very small. It's much smaller than I thought it was going to be, even though we've seen videos of like Iwata and things taking out of his like top pocket here of his shirt. But even then, it's tiny, and I've got really tiny little Trump hands. They're really small. They are really. I mean, I've got the smallest hands of any man I've ever met, including myself. And even for me, this is tiny. Like, I'm not one of those people who, you know, they go, oh, this controller's too small or whatever. You know, I've got big lumberjack hands. I've got small hands, and this is still too small for me. But excited to be playing Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels, because Lost Levels was a complete darling of mine back on the Game Boy Color or Advance, one of those. Great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very crisp, nice little crisp screen, and very light. So, yeah, keen to be cracking on with that.
Are you passionate about the newly announced Game & Watch OLED that's going to come out in 2.5 weeks?
This screen is so small that you don't even need it. It's so bright.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's just 1 pixel.
It's just
really, really bright. Yeah.
Ooh, you can see the
kinda
blacks. Ooh.
Yeah. Now, if they do that, I'll probably get that too. Only if they do 2 of them, though.
There you go.
That's it. Dan, there's a word next to your pickup. What's that all about?
It's a Vita. So I've already had the Vita for a while, and I realised that I very, very rarely use it. So I've been picking up things for it. I picked up Persona 4 Golden, which is going to arrive in a couple of days, and I got a new memory card as well, because the last one was crocked, because the Vita annoyingly only handled PlayStation memory cards, so you couldn't use like standard micro SDs. Really annoying. But they were also notoriously shite. So literally this one just won't even register as an SD card in the Vita anymore, and I mean, I can't get fuck all on there. So yeah.
When you say PlayStation memory cards, you don't mean old school PS1 memory cards. You
Yeah,
can like
just
jam
trying
in the
to
vault.
shove it in. Oh, that might be the problem. No, it's just tiny little thing.
Bigger than the Vita.
Yeah, it might as well be. I don't think I can get into it anymore. Hold on. Yeah, I can. Like this stupid little thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
If Mark was holding that, it would look huge.
It would.
This massive, massive thing.
Yeah.
I actually think I got one of the old ones in here as well. So yeah, anyway, it's just... I'm going to stop rooting around in that drawer because it annoys me. Yeah, the memory card thing fucked up. So this is only 8 gigabytes, but that would have held like maybe 4 or 5 games on it. And I've got all like the Hotline Miamis like ready to download from the PS Store, and I bought the actual digital version of Persona 4 Golden, but I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to buy a couple of physical games for it and then just use them instead rather than faffing about with it. So that was my pickup. I got some nice stickers, which I showed you guys the other day as well.
Oh yeah, they look cool.
Yeah,
Like them. Sample CrossCast one, and then one that I want to try and put in a local Tesco and hide. And then hopefully people can see it and scan it, and then they'll take it to our Twitter. Yeah, and that's it. That's really it. But anyone
just on the Vita, sorry, is that the OLED version that you've got there?
Yeah.
Wow.
How is that screen?
Yeah, it's fantastic. No, it's really, really
So
cool.
I've never seen an OLED screen.
Yeah, I mean,
IRL.
it's not really going to look. I mean, I just love the actual. I'm going to try and like the UI of the Vita is so cool. Like you get this little kind of like sweepy part for an 11-year-old console. It's still absolutely shit hot, and that's even nice. Like there's a little wobble to the screen. I really want it.
A bit of inertia.
Exactly. I really want to. Obviously, Final Fantasy X is the only game card I've got typically. I really want to chip it, and
microchip it.
Oh. Just like your Switch.
What? Yeah, that as well. All right, chip in. Chip it and then try and get like as many games for it as possible. But yeah, it's quite difficult to do as well. So, and I don't really have like the Dreamcast click that you had, Ben, where literally anyone would. I think it was Rich, wasn't it? It was just like homebrewing the bloody thing for you. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Gutted. But I reckon Luke can do it. Come on, Luke, hook me up.
Yeah.
I reckon Rich would have a go.
He probably would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do that.
It
do you
comes
mean?
back as a Dreamcast. What have you done? Play the train game. What's the train game?
Just before you jump into your game, Dan, I just want a little Easter egg for those who are watching on YouTube. Mark, do you want to hold up your can of Heineken? Just to say that this is a regular-sized can of Heineken.
Nice. I'll get my sellotape back as well.
Isn't that a ring?
Yeah, exactly.
He's got tiny ends.
Tiny smart.
That's weird because you hold the sellotape up and the blur doesn't work in the middle of the sellotape. It's like some portal. It's weird.
Oh,
Just think, Trump had to go through this, years and years and years.
Yeah.
Careful now.
That's what we have to be careful about.
Careful.
Yeah.
I was talking about having kids behind these books, and someone mentions a political figure. It's like,
Whoa.
no, you've gone too far.
You've gone too far.
Back it up.
Keeping 30 kids slaved to the darkest dungeon in my
30?
Uber pet. That's fine.
I thought it was
Trump's
only
tiny
two.
hand.
Two would have been on
Careful.
Vogue.
Okay, all right.
I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, it's I don't know if anybody's actually interested in this game, but
Yes.
you are.
Yes, interested. Yeah.
Okay. If you've got any love for the lore of the old game, and I think just like a general newcomer to the series, you should love this game equally as much. It's possibly the second best looking game I've played next to Ratchet and Clank on the PS5 with the upgrades. They've sorted all like the texture issues out that were in the first game, and a lot more of the environments have had a lot more love. I think I posted more pictures on Ratchet and Clank and Final Fantasy VII Remake on Twitter through like the share button than I have with any other game. It's so gorgeous, like both incredible games. Cutscenes in it are genuinely interesting, although it's like it does feel quite Kojima-esque, where it's like it's very self-aware of the material that it's coming from, but then at the same point it wants to give you more steer of what happens in the interactions between the characters. So yeah, it is very Kojima-y from what I've played, but I think I'm about 3/4 of the way through it now. I'm playing like maybe an hour or two at a time, so yeah, I'm not getting through it too quick. The fighting in it is so much better when you've got like the 60 FPS mode going, and the only negative to it's quite a lot of like standard kind of fetch quests where it's like, oh, the kids in the alley have lost one of their cats. Can you go and find them? Oh wow, there's 4 cats missing now.
Where are the kids in the alley, Dan?
Yeah, suddenly
They're
Mark
actually,
perked up there.
I know, yeah.
It's like, RPG.
Okay.
What?
What?
Missing
Yeah.
children?
2 alleys. Yeah.
2 alleys.
Ooh, I'm in. Yeah, the fetch quests are a little bit samey, but other than that, the fetch quests are a negative. The combat, the graphics, the music's just so lovely because it is just better versions of the classic musics to it. And when the battle theme first sparks up, I was genuinely welling up as well when I played it the first time. So yeah, with the upgrades on PS5, makes perfect sense on a gorgeous OLED TV, ironically, that I fucking got suckered into buying. Yeah, again, it looks fucking incredible as well. Dan, you hypocrite. I'm buying a Switch. So yeah, like it's a great game. It really is cool, and I'm looking forward to finishing it because quite a lot of people have got like contrasting views on how it ends, or the first version on how it ends. Plus, then I get to the new episode Integrate as well with Yuffie in it. So yeah, cool, happy.
Is it worth me playing this now on a PS4,
Yeah.
or do you think hold off until the inevitable PS5?
If you were to get the PS5, then I think the way the game is built will have dated by then. I get the impression of, because it's such a hot genre, isn't it? Like the action adventure kind of area. It's no longer the JRPG that it used to be. And I just think that's going to be the area that gets the most love in this kind of console generation. With God of War coming up, it'll be jarring to go back to something like Final Fantasy VII-R. However, right now, it's a really, really good version of the game. So I'll probably pick it up now and play it.
Stuck in.
Yeah,
Pick up and play. Oh.
Yeah.
Has it got chocobos in it?
has, and they're really, really attractive.
Wow. I feel like it needed to be asked just as a sort of deep cut.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm actually on the scene now where Cloud's got to get dressed up. Spoilers, as a woman to like get into Don, can't remember his second name. And like the fetch quests that lead up to it are genuinely interesting, but they're also very I'm trying to think, like melancholic. Is that the right word? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Where it kind of like gives you that kind of that weird sense of like uncanny, like you've done this before, but it's better somehow. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice if you played Final Fantasy VII, and I think, like I said, if you haven't really got too much love for that genre, it'll tie you in. So,
well, that's the thing. As you know, I'm like desperate to get into Final Fantasy. Like I really want to love it. I think maybe something this new and this pretty could be a good gateway to get into the rest of the games. But
you'd like it.
I think so. Everything about it looks very cool. So.
But Soph did walk past at one point and went, "Why is there a girl with massive jugs on the telly?" And I went, "I can't help that. It's a game."
That wasn't even a video game.
It wasn't.
Babe Station was on.
Wearing a badge. So, yeah, it's it is
What
a
are you
bit.
doing up at midnight? More to the point, love.
Yeah. Do the bins. No, that didn't work. It was the throwback, but I tried. Yeah, so that's the only awkward part. It's very weeby. So, yeah. Still great, though. Still great.
Good. I think that's 2 weeks in a row mentioned Babe Station. I must have an issue. Okay, just going back around the table. Mark, what about yourself?
Just now really wondering what Babe Station is. Why do I not know what that is? What is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just something
I'll move on. Yeah.
That was last week. I've no idea.
Oh, okay. It's like I've been playing Plague Tale Innocence on the Switch because I only have a Switch, and it comes with well, I've got a Game & Watch now as well. It comes with
multi-platform.
It's a multi. Yeah, exactly.
Multi-plat.
I have got a 3DS actually as well. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Big spender. So thoughts. Not going to say them. No. Okay. Yeah. No. So this game is.
You just said that and we dropped 2 viewers. Literally, I just watched it do it. It went boom. We got 1 sub and then dropped 2 viewers.
It started again. Right,
like,
I'm gone.
He's back.
Plague Tale. It is an action-adventure stealth a horror game. It's out on all of the consoles as far as I can tell. I'm playing it, which is a cloud version on the Switch. Now, my own experience of a cloud version prior to this was playing Control.
Okay.
And I didn't get on with playing Cloud Control, but I, so far, have enjoyed playing this Cloud, even though I've got exactly the same Wi-Fi setup, same Switch, same, household broadband. So what do I think the difference is? Now, Control, because it's like a futuristic sort of game, I think, and this is just my own quirk, yes, I have them, is that
Squirks.
is that I think if it's a futuristic game, it should look crisp and clean. Yeah. And so those when it's a little bit blurry around the edges, I don't like it because it's kind of futuristic. But a game set in like Plague era France with a load of sort of, it all feels a bit nostalgic, and the light, there's a lot of like oversaturation and lots of light pouring in through the trees and stuff like this. Giving it that sort of softer look in general makes it kind of feel historic. And because it is historic, the softer look makes you feel like you're in a sort of dream, and it actually works. And and Control didn't like playing that. I'm so far enjoying this, even though the experience is kind of the same graphically, and there's a little bit of stuttering around the edges, but nothing too severe. And so far, you start, and I'm going through the tutorial at the moment. You play as this there's a lady you're playing as who is sort of escaping through a castle that's being ravaged by this band of marauders who are sort of trying to find this child. There's something about the child being some way special and has been protected. And so the training is being led through the story, which is always nice in a sort of Skyrim sort of way. And I've had to use stones to kill a boar, stealth, which it's a little bit upsetting. But I mean, I knew it was going to be a horror game going in, so I wasn't too concerned. But the boar initially did escape, and I didn't quite stealth up on the boar, so I felt like it deserved it after that. And that was
How
okay.
many stones does it take to kill a boar?
So in this
How big are the stones?
In this instance, it was
In a
just
normal
one.
man's hands, just to...
Yeah, when you hand, like small whippy hands like mine.
Sisyphus.
It was a very tiny boar. So it was a full size boar, but you've got to remember that and I say remember as if you've seen it, but you haven't. She's got one of those spinny. I don't even know what they're called. You put the stone in it, you spin it round, and then you release.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
One of those.
Slingshot?
It's kind of a slingshot, yeah. But you're not pulling it back; you're swinging it around.
Not a catapult, but
Lasso kind of slingshot type thing.
David and Goliath kind of.
That's it, exactly
that's-
like that.
that's
And you
Samson.
swing it. In this instance, not Goliath; it was a boar, and killed the boar.
Tiny boar.
Right, but prior to the boar, you had to get some apples off a tree. So it's that sort of training, Get the apples, get the boar, and then
Have yourself a nice roast.
have yourself a
Horror game.
with both of those. So that's all I've played so far. But on the Switch, it's actually playing better than I expected with the cloud mode. So I would recommend people give it a go.
Okay.
So far, but I'll be able to report back in future episodes once I've got further in the game.
So we got a review code for that, obviously, which is lovely. But I think it's this about 35 quid. I think it retails at, which on the Switch, which isn't too bad.
No, it's pretty
It's not
good.
a full price game.
You get
Do
it for
you-
free this month on PlayStation Plus. I always think that leaves a bit of a bitter taste in the mouth when you're having to pay like...
Yeah,
35
I think
on
it's on
Switch.
Game Pass as well. So it's
Yeah.
yeah. But if Switch is all you've got, and that sounds of
God,
interest.
yeah, definitely.
Mark,
No,
do
I've got
do
this
you-
Game
Oh,
&
yeah.
Watch as well. remember?
or a Game of Watch.
Yeah.
Do you forget that you're playing the cloud version? Because I think I only played the Control demo,
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
and obviously that's only was 5 minutes long. And I was very aware that I'm playing the cloud version, it might go wrong at any time. Have you got past that point where you're just enjoying it as if it was natively running on your Switch?
That's I got to a point where it felt like I was just playing Skyrim or something, and I was running
Cool.
around and I was properly enjoying myself.
That's good.
I was, sometimes I was able to get her to duck and go under things. Sometimes hop over things. I was using my little slingshot. It was, it was great. I was enjoyable. I was sneaking around the castle, getting past the guards. And there's the boy. It looks like later you're going to be able to do that sort of ICO thing of, helping this child escape and
Sell me your Switch.
exactly. And so it was really enjoyable. And I did get to the point where I was probably immersed.
Okay.
Whereas Control, I only felt like I was involved in a tech demo.
Yeah.
That I was
Yeah.
just playing just for the experience.
Are there different modes? Because with Control you had performance or graphics.
Yeah, that's right.
Resolution mode or
Yeah.
something, didn't it?
Yeah, this didn't have that. I didn't get that option when I started it, so I just playing it as is.
Further enforces the new Switch though, doesn't it, in terms of better Wi-Fi? Just as a thought, and that
Yeah.
screen's going to look far
Yep.
better with these games.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good point.
could be.
Nice.
Listen to him trying to convince himself.
I
Yeah.
wonder if I don't know how things like this work. I just wonder if it can produce HDR through the screen, as in or it still needs the native power of the actual console to produce that quality of graphics.
I was listening to a podcast earlier, and this is a slight tangent. I can't remember what podcast it was or what exactly they said, but it was something along the lines of.
Sure,
This
this
is like-
podcast. You weren't just driving down the street and heard something walk past.
Do you know what? It might have been one of my children that said this to me.
Did they say
But
anything about where Silk Song was going to be released? to?
apparently, there we go. Another qualifier. HDR can just be kind of almost patched in. It's not something that has to be built in physically into hardware.
It's only the
You
dock
can
that
kind
can't
of-
do it. That's the only thing. So if this, yeah, you're right. The handheld definitely can, but it just means that you wouldn't get it on the big screen. But I'd
Yeah,
kind of live with that.
we already know that the dock is able to do something to output better graphics and better performance
Yeah.
through the TV. That's what the dock is doing. So if there's a way that this dock is enhanced in some way, or a future dock could be,
Yeah,
then
future dock can, but the internals of this dock is still 1.4
okay.
HDMI, so it's not HDMI 2.0, which is what you need for HDR. So that's the only negative, but it doesn't mean that handheld it can't do HDR like Ben said. So maybe.
Okay.
Cool. BBF.
Well, talking of good-looking games, boy howdy, have I been playing a good-looking game.
Oh God.
You'll have to get settled for this. Are we
Strap
going to
in.
get some? Right. Okay.
Strap in, kids. I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima, or Tsushima, as they say in the actual game. Ben. Danny. What? Do you know what? I can see why you don't like this game. To be quite honest with you, this is exactly the game that I need right now.
yeah, I can see that.
It is right. So, okay, just to backtrack slightly. So, obviously, I've been on paternity leave. I've been trying to look after the baby, so my partner can get a bit of sleep at night. Sort of staying up late, thinking, great, I've just got this little mollusk attached to me. I can probably. It's not a mollusk. I can probably.
Keyword there being trying to look after. I can play a game. Come on.
So, I thought, you know what? I'm about a third of the way through Persona 5.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this gift of time with my child to try and get through more of this game. But the problem is, literally, I played about 4 hours of it, and it was all just reading. And I'm not even joking. Yeah, it was just reading. I didn't do any.
Whereabouts were you?
I think I was just after
in the library.
After is it Madarame, the artist guy? After that,
I know exactly what point you're on.
Was this?
No, that's where I've stopped. That's where I stopped playing Persona 5 as well. So.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, seriously. So I've stopped because there was the next. I think I'm a little bit further than you, where it's the coffee shop owner's daughter, and you start literally at that point, and I just put it down because then the Switch rumors came out, and I was like, bit bored of it. Really love the game, but I'll go back to it once it's on the Switch, and I've just not played it in 4 years or whatever it was. So fucking hell. But I know what you mean. Yeah.
Fuck me, I was just I was just falling asleep playing it, and when you've got a newborn baby on your chest, that's dangerous. So I was
you heard it here first.
Yeah, I
don't do that.
I do not recommend that for new parents. It is just. So yeah, I thought, right, I need to play something else. I picked up Ghost of Tsushima a couple of weeks ago, reasonably cheap, and I thought, do you know what? That seems like it would be pretty chilled out, and it is. It is. I put it on easy straight away. I was like, I don't want to challenge. Just want to be in this world and go around and just have a few button mashy fights and then wander off getting lost. And the world is just amazing. It's giving me proper Breath of the Wild wibes. I'm just like, right, what's that over there on that cliff? And just getting on my horse and just galloping off, and it rewards you. Every single thing you get to is just this lovely little payoff of, oh, well done, you've found this, now you've upgraded, etc., etc. And that is exactly the kind of dopamine hit that I was after, of the mix of relaxation, having absolutely no pressure, just going around.
Extreme violence.
And extreme violence. And yeah, just right, okay, I could feel myself starting to fall asleep now. I need to go
decapitate somebody.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
that worked,
been amazing. I can't get enough of it. And I'll go through these. If I'm feeling particularly sort of energetic, then I'll do a few missions and whatnot, try and progress the story, do some side missions. If I'm not, then I'll just go around and I'll just try and open up more of the map and find what I happen to find. And honestly, if you are after something that does that can be, kind of all things that you want it to be, then I really recommend it. And it's kind of opened my eyes to sort of Western RPGs a little bit.
Okay.
I'm almost tempted to try maybe when The Witcher 3, when that next gen patch comes out for it, which is supposed to be happening this year, maybe I'll go back to that with, not on the Switch. And
I beg you to play Red Dead as well at some point, because I've got a spare copy, so I'll send you it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why I do. I bought the Steelbook and it came with the game, and I already have the game. But the one thing I was going to say is, like, the setting of the game is the thing that I think, if you have a real fond kind of nostalgia for that, like, kind of Western RPG, then, or that,
I thought you meant, like, how old do you think I am? I didn't grow up in feudal Japan.
You knew John Wayne, right? Yeah, so if you've got that kind of like knowledge of it, and that aesthetic really appeals to you, then it's going to be your thing. Whereas, like, the Cowboys kind of side, I'm still not fully into, but I'm like, yeah, I can still probably enjoy that. I'm probably going to say this, but disagree with me, Ben, I'm sure you will anyway, but it's no different a game, probably in quality and depth, than Spider-Man. The traversal's just different, but you are ostensibly doing the same thing. You are going from A to B, punching people in the face, and it's
that
fun.
is exactly the game that it reminded me of.
Yeah,
and I fucking love Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and Miles
it's a
Morales.
computer game, isn't it? It's literally the definition of computer game.
Do you know what it is? It's a computer game.
Wow, I should do
breaking
reviews.
news, guys. Hot take.
Calm down, Mark.
Only the audience saying that to you, Dan.
Yeah.
No, I think when it was positioned as something like...
when you use 5,000, though?
Yeah, you say two. When it comes down to, like, how the game is and how it's positioned, like, it's not the best thing in the world. It is gorgeous. It's an interesting game if you're into that aesthetic, again, like I said.
Yeah.
But it was, when it was billed as, like, the best thing in the world in, that kind of, that genre, same as, like, when I hit back really hard with Octopath, it's like, it's not the best version of something you could be playing. That's the only thing that ever annoys me.
Well, that's the thing. I think, but do you know what? This has given me a more of an understanding of where you're coming from, I think, because both this and Octopath, they're not doing anything new. What they're doing is they're presenting all the ideas that everyone else has done really well in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's great, but it's not groundbreaking in any way whatsoever. So I get why to you might think they're a bit dull. And a bit safe, but I kind of agree with that. But that is exactly what I'm after right now, and it is giving me that in, like, bucket loads.
Yeah,
comfort food.
Yeah,
ultimate
absolutely.
comfort food.
Comfort food, completely.
Yeah. I'm looking at pictures of it while you've been talking, because I haven't really given it a great deal of thought before, because it's not running on my 3DS or anything, and it's looking.
I think you can get it on Game & Watch.
Is that right? I'll give that a go later on. Do I need to get? Is that a game? It doesn't matter. It looks completely ridiculously beautiful.
Oh, it's
stunning. I would be wanting just to run around in this on a horse, slash some people's heads off. It's looking kind of like 4K Breath of the Wild, but with a real Japanese vibe going on.
Yeah,
I think there are boars in it as well.
There's boars.
There are boars. Yeah.
I kind of like. I remember playing it and being like, it just doesn't really appeal to me. I've still got it. I've never traded it in for that very reason, where I'm like, I could go back to that game when I feel right, and I do want to give it another chance at some point. Don't tell Laurie. But weirdly, when I was in that headspace, Ben, when it, like, work was full on, maybe like 2 months ago, I really need that kind of game, and I love the aesthetic of Far Cry 5, so I went back to that game and finished it, and I just played that for, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks. It was ridiculously good. And it was that stupid, like, driving around in a car, running over a blooming mountain lion or whatever it was in the wild. Accidentally, I wasn't just aiming for it. So I get it. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Do you still have the mask?
No, the special edition sold for more than... And I kept the steelbook with the game, even though I sold the special edition without it for more money than what I paid for it. I scalped. But I scalped for the right reasons. I genuinely wanted that game to be great, and... Again, like Ben said, with Octopath, I had the special edition. I think I sent that to you, didn't I, Ben? Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's next to Final Fantasy 12 in his shelf.
It is fucking gobshite. Yeah, but again with that game, it was like I got burnt with it. And I was so gutted because I thought this might be the thing that changed up that genre, but it wasn't. So, yeah. Fine.
Lovely. I'll just kind of cover over mine quickly. I've been playing one of this month's Game Club games. So I've been playing Sea of Thieves. I'll say playing. It was Saturday yesterday. After a couple of false starts trying to get into it. It's a game that really does not hold your hand at any point and telling you what to do.
Nope.
I remember playing it last year, maybe around the same time, and wanting to just be able to sail somewhere and know what to do, to follow a map marker in the distance, and to feel like I was getting there in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Just, but stopped playing at that point, picked it back up yesterday, lunchtime, jumped into a game with Alex, and we played one of the new, I think they're called Tall Tales, which is like a guided mission that it features Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow, and it's just such a great time. Like that, we're talking about aesthetics. That whole aesthetic it's got going on is just fantastic. Like you properly feel like you're this, pirate sailing the high seas, going around pillaging villages and stuff like that. It's just such a cool little game. Not a very gamey game. You're talking about Red Dead. I hear that Red Dead is probably the least video game going. This is kind of similar. Like if you are fighting someone with cannonballs, ship to ship, you don't just go up to a cannon and start spamming one of the triggers. You've got to go downstairs to the galley, pick up some cannonballs, bring them back up, load each one individually, and fire them. But it's just such a cool game. I honestly think if we get a crew together, we could spend a lot of time. This could be like, I would hope, kind of like how we all kind of fell into Fortnite after season 2, whatever it was. It's just that kind of cool, loop. You all got on your ship and you're sailing from point A to point B.
So Gary in the chat just said I think he referenced Ghost of Tsushima and said I really want to play it, but parting with money for a PlayStation isn't going to happen. And he just said I've been trying to get into Sea of Thieves, but I just struggle trying to find what to do. And I was the same as you, Lewis, where I really struggled like the first couple of times. It's really funny and it's a gorgeous game. The water effects and that, like how Laurie hasn't tweeted about it, I don't know. Ridiculously good.
Xbox, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose that's the point.
Of course it is. Of course it doesn't exist. Doesn't have any games. So yeah, the way that console pumps out that, even on the S. But I played it on the PC, which is what was a beast originally, isn't anymore. And just so stunning, that game, so gorgeous. And then when just like a kraken will appear in the middle, like what the fuck, where's the shark come from? It's so much fun when that happens. But like you said, when you get to land, I'm like, there's these weird like skeleton pirates coming towards me. You kill him, and what am I winning? What's the point of the? It might just take a while, I think.
So I think that's the thing. So you can at the moment you can go in via two menus. One's like you hit that sandbox and you can sail wherever you want, or you can go into that Tall Tales that sort of directs you towards these quests. But even if you were to do the main open world sea, what you want to call it, it's the same place. The whole object is to go and find the quest to complete it, and it will prompt you to a certain extent to what to do during a quest. So like, you need to go here, and I'll give you like maybe a location to head to, and you'll go there, and then when you say touch down, whatever the terminology is for a boat,
land
docking, when you touch down, when your boat lands,
At this moment, Lewis realised he'd been playing Ace Combat 7.
Yeah. It'll hold your hand to a certain extent. But there's things like when we were playing yesterday at lunchtime, Alex and I was going around with a torch because it was dark and I couldn't really see. I was like, but a torch is still not doing anything. But if you hit LT, whatever the trigger button is on the Xbox, you actually hold that torch up and you can see far better. But normally it's down. You can still see it in your kind of vision, but it's not really
telling the game that you want to hold the torch up.
Yeah, it's not illuminating much. But as soon as you go, oh right, okay, I can actually hold this up and see where.
That was the most jarring thing for me. So I've tried to play it a couple of times, and it's like something with such a cartoony aesthetic. You almost it feels at odds with how hard to approach it is as a game. Like, I'm like, what? So I have to press a button just to do that thing? That like it's. I do think. I think you're right. I think it would be something if we could get a group of us together playing it. Then, yeah, bang on. I think it would be good fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so you don't just hit an option button to bring a map up. You aim your boat in a direction. There's no rocks. I should be fine. Make sure your sails are set so you're actually going somewhere. And the map table is downstairs from where your steering wheel
You
is.
physically have to run downstairs to look at the map.
Yeah.
And then
And even
run
if you
back
were
up
to
to
put
steer your boat.
even if you put a map marker on there, it doesn't actually make a point of reference on the horizon.
If you think of it, Ben, like the whole point of this game is to have people playing together on comms.
Yeah.
It is like Overcooked, you know, where you're meant to have that kind of element of, and the best example of it, sorry, Lewis, I don't know if you're going to say this, is when you get like damage to the boat and you've got a whole run down and like pail water out and then start like throwing it over the, and it literally is Overcooked, where you're just like frantically like trying to run around and then something will get on the boat. You're like, fucking hell, get me pistol out, shoot the thing, have to cock the pistol. It's just got that feel of like, it's very teletext.
That was brilliant. I'd love that as like a couch game where you're just you got to look after the boat and everyone's like frantically dealing with stuff and you've got krakens coming up, but you can play with a few mates. But so you've got to play it online though. You can't play it locally.
Yeah,
I don't think so. No, I think it's all online.
Okay,
sure.
it's all online, and you're playing as you're playing as like the pirates controlling the boats. You're not controlling the boats. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you play as the pirate. You need to go and do everything to make the boat do what you want it to do.
And is it actually, if you haven't got those other players, are there like AI that come up and do something for you?
So you can it can pair you. But what I've been doing, so after playing with Alex, I played a bit earlier on, including just before we started, and just playing it single player. So you have to get 3 options of boat size. Sloop is the smallest for one or two people, 2 to 4, then like 6 to 8. The 6 to 8 one, I think Alex said he played it with Jason. They used that, and we couldn't actually see where we were going because the boat's so big you can't actually see like what's around you. But when you got the kind of the beats down to a certain extent, playing it on your own is doable and it's enjoyable. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And just noticed that Alex has actually said in the chat that he's been trying to play the second tail at the moment, and he's finally worked out what to do, and it's great. So I think as soon as you get it, you get it, and it drags you in. So it's
Would you say you were hooked?
Ooh, speaking of hooks, after I finished one of the quests, went and did my character up, got him a nice new hat, a nice new jacket, also equipped him with a handy little hook.
Nice.
Did he have a hand before? And you were just like, begone, hand. And he had like 2 working legs. You were like, no, you can have 2 peg legs.
He was like, watch me juggle. Watch me juggle. I was like, no, thanks.
It was my only joy in life.
Yeah. But really cool game. Can
I ask a few more questions about it? Do you get to go on land and stuff, so you can like send out little boats to the land and you're running around on? No,
you don't know so much. Yeah, so the game is you kind of travel from island to island or whatever where you want to go. There's no little boat that takes you to land. You just kind of drop your anchor and jump and swim to the shore. Okay.
And the boat doesn't talk to you in a sort of Wind Waker sort of way?
No.
Okay.
That's 2-hand. It doesn't tell you your Wiimote batteries are low. No.
Okay.
But I think we should definitely earmark a day and I'll jump in and do something.
Yeah, I'm very keen to.
Because now, like myself and Alex have spent a bit of time in it. There's at least 2 of us that know roughly what we're doing, enough to kind of get everyone.
I need to take my iPad in now that I can get xCloud on it, and then see if that'll work quite well with the internet and work.
Do you know what, Mark? You could play this with us.
Can I ask another question about it? Is it like a survival game, or is it like? No, seriously, I'm really interested now.
But you could actually play it with us without even having an Xbox or a PC.
Game Pass for PC?
Game Pass.
Game and Watch or something.
Game Pass. It would work on an iPad or an Android phone or anything.
It's an option for a pound for 3 months.
I'll have a look. I'll have a look at the options.
It has an. I don't know. No, I don't think it's a survival game. I'm still trying to figure out if you make land. If you land your craft, in
Still on the planes. You're still.
I'm still on it. I'm still
Yeah.
on the Death Star.
Yeah.
Still on the X-wing. If you're on land, you can carry stuff back to your boat. So I picked up this skull that was glowing green. I was like, okay, put it down. Then I sailed to a certain place, and a volcano was erupting a decent bit away. I was like, I'll be fine, it's fine. And I'd seen something in the water, so I jumped into the water to pick something else out. And a flaming hot rock smashed into my boat and set it on fire.
Dramatic.
It was like, use wood to fix this. I was like, well, adding wood to it's not advisable. So yeah, I couldn't figure out how to actually fix the boat. It sank. A shark came up to get me. I shat myself. And then when I regenerated,
You or the character?
well, I can only confirm that it was me.
Well, he shat himself and then he turns the shit into a hook, ironically.
No, because that is probably a good way to get rid of a shark. Actually, I don't know that, and I don't want to give that out. It's not like a PSA to anyone who is stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I never seen the shark coming. I kind of turned round in the game, not in real life. The shark wasn't right here in real life, and the shark was there, and I got a bit of a fright. But the boat, when you die, you go to the ferryman or whatever it is, and you kind of regenerate, and you end up back on the boat. So if your boat is on fire, when you regenerate, your boat will still be on fire. But at this point, the boat was sinking and regenerated, and none of my stuff was there. So that skull that I'd found is at the bottom of the sea.
Oh.
But I don't know what it was for. I just found it.
I don't know what the skull.
I was like, that's a pretty skull. I'll take that back on board.
Man.
I think they are the things you're meant to get as well, those skulls. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nearly.
But great fun. Definitely, I'll jump in.
Cool.
What's Ben?
I know, he said 2 minutes. So,
Did he?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Oh, well.
Go on the toilet. Get in the door.
All right, let's... I think we can move on to the next bit, I guess. Wait for Ben.
Why not?
Surprise game. We're going to play some Mario or Smario.
Have we got the music for it?
Not on this, but I'll play it. When we're
You can sing it.
Sweet. Dan can sing it. I can't sing for shit.
Should be able to find it. I'm sure it's
Mario, baby.
Yeah. Files. Let's see if it's on here. Files. I don't even know where it'd be anymore. Mario. No, not got it on my phone anymore. Where is it?
Well, while we're waiting for Ben, though, I've just got another question about Sea of Thieves, or have we moved on from that?
No, on you go. There's no rules. There are no rules, Mark.
There's no rules. Okay.
There's
no rules, like piracy. So, in Sea of Thieves, this is what I'm curious about. I mean, what you've described is like there's like a volcano and stuff. There's a skull on an island. You're sailing around, and so talking about it like Overcooked, where you've got various people coming on the boat. Like if there were multiple players controlling it, that sort of feels like a bit management-y. So is it kind of? That's why I asked about survival, because there's like geographical elements that might come in, like volcanoes and kraken and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But are there also like enemy forces? Do other players appear and that you can combat them and steal all their stuff, their skulls?
Yeah, I guess that's one thing I was going to mention is that I was on an island at one point and got back to my boat, and then some other player jumped into my boat and killed me. So like, if you experience, there are NPCs like skeletons or whatever. Pigs are the
Pigs.
Is he just saying that to lure me in?
I think so.
Oh, okay. That was well played.
There are pigs.
There's alleys, 2 of them.
2 alleys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm yet to encounter anyone at sea.
Ali McBeal.
Yeah.
Ali McCoy.
I'm Ali McCoy. Oh, I don't know. Honestly, not seen anyone at sea yet, but I think the main kind of draw is that at any given point you can come across another boat that you might want to attack, and you can use there's like cannons on your boat. There's
okay.
Not slingshots, not like a hook shot kind of thing.
Okay, like a trebuchet or a hook shot thing. Yeah, we can
kind of like that.
To you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, or like latch on to their boat and you can board and battle and that kind of stuff.
Across.
Yeah.
And so sailing this sea, which is I'm sure it's like almost like an infinite sea, is it? Does it what's the word? Does it generate? Is it a set
It's
world?
not procedurally generated, no.
That's the expression I was trying to think of. Yeah, it doesn't do that. It's actually set environment.
Yeah, and like I
Okay.
said, like the main kind of things what you're meant to do is go to an island, like an outpost island, get a quest, do it on your own or do it with a party of people, complete the quest, get gold, get loot, upgrade your pirate, get a fancy new jacket for him.
I mean, everyone talks in like funny pirate voices.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay, that would be a big part.
One
You'd
of the
need
fun
that.
parts, you can pick different instruments and play along to the same song together as like a little shanty. So
Oh,
one
yeah.
person can have an
Shanty.
accordion, a person can have like a drum.
There's a hurdy-gurdy, which I thought was great.
Yeah, the hurdy-gurdy is
Nice.
amazing. You're just like running around with this little hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah.
Along. So that and then being in the crow's nest, that's pretty fun.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just really cool, like, especially if you're going full pelt. You've got the wind blowing in your sails. The seas are a bit rough. It's pretty cool.
It does sound awesome. I love the thought of just rocking up to some different islands and exploring. I mean,
Yeah.
that does sound amazing. That was the best bit about Wind Waker. Just sailing these seas that you've never been on, and then you see something in the distance. You think, yes, I'm gonna hit. A bit like in any other open world game, like Ghost of Tsushima or whatever. You see something in the distance, you think, yes, I'm gonna head for that. What riches will I uncover?
Exactly.
But in a nice pirate-themed nautical world. And then you land your X-wing.
You land the X-wing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Space pirates.
He's back.
Ben back.
Back in it. Back in it.
All right. Shall we move on to Mario vs Mario?
Yeah, we dragged it out with some more Sea of Thieves.
We did.
I was gonna say, I bet you'll be racking
Covered
up
it
by
for
now.
you,
Well done.
Comprehensive. I love it.
Mark had about 4 more questions.
Yeah.
Did you convince him to play it on xCloud yet? Or is
I
he
don't think so.
still-
I don't think so.
No, we were doing questions like, what's the file size? Who published it? How big is the disc? All sorts of stuff. It was great fun. You missed a treat, Ben.
Yeah, I'll look forward to listening to it back.
Please do. Please do. It will all be edited. Oh no, we can't.
Well,
We're live. Oh dear, learn far too late. I regret this whole thing.
All
Right, carry on.
Oh, I guess I'm passing over to you.
Yeah, guys. Well, we're back with.
Is that
Hang on,
sudden-
wait,
sudden
before you
bur-
do,
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
remember this.
He's got it.
Got it. It's amazing.
Oh, the memes.
Forgot about this.
Brilliant. It's these little bits at the end there.
Dan, do you remember how much we paid Prince to record that for us?
Yeah.
I
It was
can't
impressive
remember.
as he was
That
dead.
is-
What I like is that if you'd made that now, it'd be 4 times longer.
Oh, thanks. Cheers, Lewis. Oh my word!
Ah.
That's what real talent.
Artists always get self-indulgent and wanky.
Yeah, he's on the second album, is he?
So-
Okay.
it was difficult. Come on, guys.
Let's not diss that beautiful
Yeah.
piece of music. Well played, Dan. Lovely.
Cheers, cheers, guys.
Right, so Mario vs. Mario is back from the dead. Here we are today with Super Mario vs. Mario Returns OLED edition. Hello and welcome to Mario vs. Mario, the game where I present 4 bits of video game trivia, one of which is complete and utter bullshit. That's 1, Pete. 1 is bullshit.
Yeah, I was about to say, who's going to do a Pete?
Yeah. The panel of quote unquote experts have to work out which one is the big fat lie. So you ready, guys? You ready for this week's
Yes.
Mario vs. Mario?
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to ask a question. Are we playing together or individually?
Individually. There's no teams.
Okay.
We'll do you alphabetically as well. So it'll be Ben first. Sorry, just thought of that off the spot. And today's Mario vs. Mario is, as I know, it's Dan's favourite bit.
Oh god.
Oh, I've been waiting for this. Pong or Spong? Okay.
Okay.
I'll drop this into Skype, but I will also read them for you guys.
Bullshit.
So, number 1, Pong was the first video game ever developed by Atari. Number 2, Pong was preceded by a similar game called Tennis for Two, which was developed over a decade earlier. Number 3, the home version of Pong was called Ping Along Pong. Can you please not laugh during Mario's Mario? Number 4, the developer began work on a version of Pong to entertain children in doctors' offices. It was initially called Snoopy Pong, but was changed to Puppy Pong to avoid legal action.
Oh dear.
Copy that in for you guys.
Wow.
So as Pete, only one of those. Oh my god. One of those is fiction. 3 of them are true. Ben, I'd like you to go first, please. I'll waffle a little bit longer to give you a little bit of time to think. But
I don't need any. It's fine.
oh, great.
They all sound like bullshit. That's really difficult, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Odd. The Ping Along Pong. It's, that sounds like the most bullshitty one of all of them. Tennis for Two, I can kind of buy, coming out 10 years before it. Was it the first video game ever developed by Atari? Okay, when I said I was ready to make a guess.
It's those long drawn out sighs that I've missed so much. it really speaks to my heart.
I
can't wait.
You're just gonna go to bed because he's gonna. I got him. Oh.
The developer
Do you need a
began
little
work
more
on
time,
a...
Ben? Should we go to Dan and then come back to you?
Yeah, sure. Just go around
Dan,
the room.
give us your thoughts.
Ping Along Pong is fantastic, and I really want to hope that's true. Work on a version of Pong to entertain children in doctors' offices. I think that was probably the funniest, and we were just so exhausted with Ping Along Pong that we just gone with that. It was initially called Snoopy Pong, but was changed to Puppy Pong to avoid legal action. Was Snoopy about then?
Well, the dog.
I know fucking Snoopy is Ben. I'm just saying.
Snoop, not Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
Obviously, Snoopy the dog. I love that.
Jesus, he said that sincerely. And
Yeah.
then Pong was the first video game ever developed by Atari. I'm picking the Smario.
Spong.
The spawn.
Lewis, what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of that video game television program thing. It was on Netflix. It was voiced by Charles Martinet, and they touched on Atari. And I think the first one, Pong, is the first video game developed by Atari, is right. I seem to recall something about Tennis for Two, but then I could easily be wrong. Ping Along Pong, I just want to be true. I am going to settle. I'm confident just now, Mark, in that this Mario is number 4.
Okay. Ben, we're back to you, mate. Which one?
Yeah.
So we've got Lewis. He's gone for number 4. Ben, you're going to go with...
I think I'm going to go for 4, and this was always my...
Should we get stuffed?
This
That's
was
my
always
answer.
this is always my reasoning with these before. Is like I can just imagine you sitting down writing that, and just sort of gleefully giggling to yourself.
And so you're not just going with that because that's what Lewis said and you respect him so much.
No, not that. Definitely not that.
Okay. And so you're going for number 4 as well?
I'll go for number 4 as well. I wanted to go for number 3 because I think the home version of Pong was just Pong, but there could well have been a silly rip-off version called Ping Along Pong. So I'll go for 4 as well.
Dan, last but not least.
Number 3.
You're gonna break
Just because
out.
it really annoyed Ben, I'm going to break out and Ping Along Pong because I actually genuinely do think it was just Pong. So let's make Ben feel like shit, shall we? Come on.
Awesome.
Come on,
Okay,
Ben.
well...
Alex in the chat said 1. Number 1.
Oh, are they're throwing... Of course, yeah, they can play along at home. Have we got just one answer from there, Alex? Great stuff.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do them in the most annoying order. So, number 2, Pong was preceded by a similar game called Tennis for Two, which was developed over a decade earlier. That's true. Lewis, nice one if you heard that on the documentary. Tennis for Two was not released, it was developed. It was never released for arcade or home, but it was developed in 1958 as a very early... How early is that? 1958?
Wow.
Amazing as that. That was an early...
See what I mean? They have
Because
this
of the video
technology,
game.
but they don't release it until much later.
Oh, bringing it back round. It's like we planned the show. And I'll now go to number 1. Pong was the first video game ever developed by Atari. That is, in fact, accurate. That is 100% true. Well done, Lewis. So, it's between number 3, the home version of Pong was called Ping Along Pong, or is the Mario number 4, the developer began working on Pong to entertain children in doctors' offices. It was called Snoopy Pong, but was changed to Puppy Pong to avoid legal action. The Smario is number 3. Dan takes home. Damn it, Dan. Yeah. The home version of Pong was not called Ping Along Pong. Right. So it's got 2 words. One of them is Pong. What do we think?
Ping?
Nope. It's home.
Super.
Home Pong.
Just home Pong. Which brings me right back to my rant earlier. It does exactly what it says.
It was developed on the toilet.
Yeah. And yeah, it is in fact true that the developer began work conceptually only on a version of Pong to entertain children in doctors' offices.
Wow.
It was called Snoopy Pong, but he was like, oh no, I'm going to get in trouble if I do that. Changed it to Puppy Pong.
That was so oddly specific that it just convinced me that must be the one.
Yeah.
As silly as Ping Along Pong was. Oh.
The hardest thing is to find one that's just silly enough, but I don't want to make it. It's so difficult to write these. What you guys should do one in the future.
No,
you should do one.
No one else can do this.
It's one of the only one that we can't do that. That's an art.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the return of Mario. Well done, Dan.
Oh,
man.
As if we needed to inflate his ego anymore.
Yeah. And obviously now we'll have an outro that's going to be about 8 minutes.
Wow, you fucking prick.
Sorry, Dan. They said it at the beginning. I'm just,
I couldn't hear it. That makes it worse.
I was so complimentary.
Don't give away our secrets for when the videos are on when he can't hear us.
Oh, and an extra trivia question. What year did Pong come out?
1962.
No, we know this, don't we? Because this came up.
Do we?
In a quiz we did a few weeks ago. What was it? Oh, we did. This came up. This was definitely on a quiz that we did.
What's the answer then? Go on.
I don't remember.
Okay, because the question isn't what was the quiz. The question is what year was Pong. Lewis, what year was the Pong release, mate?
The Pong. I'm going to say 1960.
It's just
the Pong, the original. That was a sequel. 1963.
All right, if the closest wins, I'm going to go 1970.
Is closest 1972. Perfect.
Okay, yeah. God, that was
nice
ages.
One.
Yeah.
So a huge gap between Tennis for Two and Pong, the classic game, Tennis for Two.
That's the game I thought sorry, I'm confused by the Pong there or Tennis for Two.
Oh, sorry, mate, because I said the Pong. I see what you're throwing.
Oh, sorry.
And we're doing a big event, Mario, aren't we? Soon? Are we teasing that now?
There's one in the works.
One in the works. Watch the space.
Yeah.
When we can all get together on a Saturday.
We don't know when it's going to be.
We don't know.
It might be next year.
It could be.
But it's coming.
We'll be playing on behalf of our patrons for glamorous prizes.
Glamorous patrons, glamorous prizes.
Exactly.
But I confused it by playing with a glamorous patron for a glamorous prize, Alex. You're with me.
And some special guests.
Ooh.
Downstairs. Now we know who it is. This is pain.
Just crying the whole time.
Taking out
to impress
trash.
Good. Very good. I enjoyed that. That's the first Mario and Smario that I've done that's not been in the car.
Lewis, it's Mario or Smario, mate.
Mario or Smario. Sorry.
Jesus.
Christ.
Damn it. So tense.
Next time it'll be, and the title is number 1, Mario and Mario.
Love it.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
All right.
Mark.
Okay, guys. That was good fun. Good fun. Okay, I think we should probably go now. Leave. Mark, if people want to find you online, where could they go?
You can find me on Twitter at SmarkTweeter.
Classic. That one. Absolute classic. Dan?
Ooh, you can go to the Discord, thecrossplayers.com/Discord, because it's fully renovated. It's got rules in now. It's not chaotic. Ben. You can go there, or find me at Dunmore Tweets on Twitter. Ben didn't do anything, by the way. I just thought I'd take the piss. Sorry.
Okay.
I am an agent of chaos. You can find me at Benji Kong or lurking about in the Discord as well.
Delightful. And I am at the Wilsonite. Or, alternatively, Dan, do you want to give an update on another Twitter profile?
At that time to fact? Is that the one you mean? Yeah, I've got that one.
Yep.
Do you like the beep, boop, beep, boop, boop?
I did. Everything about that. I love it.
Is there a difference between them?
Not a lot. Mine's more.
They're different
intellectual.
content.
Bigger
Oh,
nose.
Bigger nose, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what one's actually me? The other one isn't. Probably the biggest difference.
It's Mario.
That does seem like a big difference, to be honest. I'll bear that in mind.
Yeah.
To get us all, you could go to at the Crossplayers on Twitter. You could go to our website, thecrossplayers.com. As what Dan said, you can go to that website /Discord. It'll take you straight to our newly renovated, lovely, lovely Discord. YouTube. This is the YouTube. No, what is it? The Crossplayers? I forgot that one. I've not got that one. This is the YouTube. I know.
This is your whole job. At the
I've still got- I've
Crossplayers.
still got Twitch.
youtube.com/thecrossplayers.
Thank you. I've still got Twitch listed there. I need to change that. If you want to throw us a £1 or £2, you can go on to patreon.com/the Crossplayers. If you do so, I've not got them around. I had them earlier on. If you join at our £1 tier, I will send you a tiny, tiny, tiny Crossplayer sticker. There it's there. Look. And if you give us £100, I will send you my scabby old pair of Crocs.
If you need that sticker to look bigger, by the way, I can hold it next week.
yeah, send you some.
We should get one sent out just for that one.
All right, guys. I think it's time for us to say goodbye.
I've got another question about Sea of Thieves. Joking. Carry on.
This was
bye.
nice. Bye, everyone. Here's my 8-minute
Bye.
song, you twats.
Kept you waiting.
Thank you.